The cute Valentine dress I am going to make in Photoshop, and I am going to use a background with a picture. We start out with a new file, and that can be 1024 by 1024. I'm going to make this time a square vendor. There we go. Let me make it a little bit smaller, because I am going to introduce also a picture that I found on the web. A Valentine's picture. It is also 1024 by 1024. It's a Valentine dress, so this is going to be a Valentine background. I want it to be black and white, so I'm going to take away the colors by choosing black and white. I want it maximum white, so it is nice and light. Okay, there we go. And I want to give it some artistic filter, some more a fun thing. Plastic warp. There we go, we get the screen, and I think this is funny. I can the strength, I can adjust it. See, that is hardly any warp, plastic warp. This is a lot. I wanted to be able to read that Happy Valentine's Day. This is going to be a bit, see, and the smoothness, now it is almost unreadable. There we go. So this is how I want to have it, and I say OK. This background picture I'm going to drag in the one that I have. So I go to this one, drag it in, and I can close this one because I don't need it anymore. No, I don't want to save it. I'm going to make this a bit bigger so we can see it. There we go. I want to blend it a little bit in the background. So in order to do that, I'm going to click a background, choose, let's say 25% gray, fill it up, and I'm going to blend this picture in. I can choose for exclusion and then an opacity of 60%. See, that's making it real nice and vague on the background. Good. We are now ready to introduce the models. The models I have already prepared in an earlier stage, so I can just drag them in. I select them and I drag them in. We can directly drag the layers in the vendor. There we are. And place the models as we like to see them. Well, they're all a bit too big, just a little bit too big. Let me scale them down. If you click on that line, you get this scaling part. If you click here, you can keep the ratio, keep the aspect so you don't squeeze your model. This would be nice, yes, okay. The next one should be a little bit smaller. Like this. Oh. Okay. And this one should be about the same size as her sister. There. There we go. Well, the models are in place, but I'm going to pimp them up a little. Look at this. If I get really close, you see that there is a sharp line here, sharp light line. That sharp line I want to soften because I'm going to use a drop shadow in a later stage, and then that sharp line should blend in the background, in that shadow. But let me show you how I do that. I duplicated this layer and I will call it left mask. I give it a blur filter, a little bit more to 2 pixels. Yes, that is okay. There we go. And now I need to put because this is far too blurry, of course. What I want to do is I want to put a mask over it so the blurriness disappears, and then with a very soft brush I'm going to wipe away the corners of that mask, and that way reveal the soft lines. So holding my Alt and clicking here on the mask, I get this dark mask. You see all the blurriness has gone. I'll select a very soft brush, and I'm going to wipe away the edges, and you see that the outline is going to be very soft, and that way it will blend in the shade in a later stage. You can see here how it is being cut out. Now the layer underneath, the layer that wasn't blurry, that one I'm going to give this drop shadow. So double clicking, I get the layer styles, I choose the drop shadow, and I will make this a bit, I'll choose 90 degrees. I will make it a wide, soft shadow. So I will use this one. This can be 10 pixels the distance. The spread can be 20, and the size can even be 50. See, it's going to be wide, soft shade to give some depth in the vendor. Okay. Now we have to do the same with the other two. I will do that and I'll be back with you in a moment. So I have done the same at the other two models as well. Time for some text. I want here in the corner that it is copy and no mod, no trans. And I'm going to do that with some text and some of those vendor aid brushes that you got in the package. Let me start out with the text. I'm going to choose a text layer, and the text should be white, and I'm going to choose a nice font. There we go, 24 pixels. That is 24 points is probably good. I'm going to copy mod trans. No, it's far too small, so I'm going to select it all by double clicking here, and I'm going to make this much bigger. Well, this maybe is too big. This is a bit there, 48. Now I want the symbols that are in those brushes. I want the symbols in front of it so it is obvious that copy is allowed and mod and trans is not. I go to my pencil and I have to load a brush. You have to put that brush set that you got in the folder where Photoshop stores its brushes. You have to check that out. It's usually in program files. And you are going to choose load brushes. I put that in MISC. Here it is, my vendor aids, and I say load. There they are. and these ones I want to use. So I start out with the check box. I need to make a new layer, and I see this is too big, so I scale it down a little there, and I say that is good. And now I will choose the forbidden box, and that one has to be scaled down as well to there and there. Well, that is obvious, isn't it? All I now want to do is put some text here, down there, that it has resize scripts in it, because here it says it's no modifier, and otherwise you think, well, if I'm too thick for this skirt or too thin, it won't fit me. So it has to be said that it is resize scripted, and I have to mention that those shoes are not included, that it is just what the rest of what you see. I don't give it a name because, well, it is obvious. It's Happy Valentine's Day, and that is how the dress is going to be called. So I go back to my text layer, and here I say no shoes, resize scripted. I can move the text a little, make it, for instance, a little bit longer, make it a little bit shorter, so that it is, so you like it. Great. And this is the vendor as I think I want to use it.